That means a
Yes,
lot.
sir.
You're the
Okay.
chief investigator. I've watched the show.
And the show's gonna get you in trouble.
I think I need an attorney then. In fact, I do need an attorney if we're doing that.
In July 2009, in a quiet Pensacola suburb, a couple known for taking in children nobody else wanted was brutally executed inside their own home. 7 suspects, 1 mastermind, and an interrogation that would slowly unravel everything. What you're about to watch is the real footage, the real conversations that brought a cold-blooded plan into the light. This is the Billings family murder.
Sheriff's Department, what can I do for you? Where are you at?
I live next door, and the daughter came over and said the mother and father have been shot.
She said they've been shot?
Yes.
I don't want you to be in any danger, okay? Okay, what's going on?
They're in the bedroom, ma'am. They're... Please come. Please come.
I just...
We appreciate you coming in.
Or anything to help. Anything at all.
You drove your truck down here, is that yours?
That's my truck.
Cool. And you know you can leave any time, right?
I'm here until justice is found.
Well, hopefully we're on the right track. You assisted in trying to, identify the car, vehicle, and were helping us with the video and everything. What we got, we picked up. I just want you to look at this and.
Yeah, that's the vehicle. That's the one I saw from the video.
That's the video at your house?
Mhm.
Your mom and dad's house?
Told you the windows were blacked out.
You did say that, didn't you?
I pay attention to detail. I went to that military school.
What did you do after you graduated high school?
I went to college. I went to Wentworth Military Academy in
Where's that located?
Lexington, Missouri.
Missouri, okay.
But I was there maybe 3 months, and I didn't like it. So I asked my dad if it was okay for me to come home. And if he'd be mad at me, he goes, "No, if that college isn't for you, just come home, go to PJC."
As the case goes on, and we'll have to talk to you more.
Oh,
We learn different things.
yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Does that make any sense?
It makes perfect
So
sense.
don't feel uncomfortable.
I don't, sir.
And again, I want to make sure you know you came here on your own free will,
Yes, sir.
and you can leave
Yes,
at
sir.
any time. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear everything you're about to tell us is the truth and nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's start again on Thursday night,
Yes, sir.
the 9th. You and Greg were together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I guess let's start there.
Uh,
You all together all day?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
start at the beginning of the day. I'm talking about from 8 a.m.
we didn't wake up until about 10
Where were y'all at?
at his parents' house. We were house sitting because his parents were out of town.
Okay.
I went over to his grandparents' house, borrowed the vehicle because he had some job applications that he wanted to apply for.
Borrowed what vehicle?
Ford Explorer,
What color?
like a dark maroon color.
Is it their parents?
It's his grandparents.
Okay.
We borrowed it. We went directly to the mall, and he applied at 2 or 3 stores there. Then we went to the Nissan dealership. He applied there. We started looking around at cars. We were there for a while looking at the new Nissan GTR. Then we went back to his grandparents' house, dropped the vehicle off, went back over to his parents' house, watched a movie, got a call from his grandparents saying, dinner's ready, come on over and eat.
What movie did y'all watch?
I Am Legend or Bangkok. We've watched so many movies that day.
Can't remember what?
That I don't know. Like we watched movies because it'd be storming days. So it's
Okay.
either I Am Legend or Bangkok Dangerous. And then we got the call from his grandparents saying dinner's ready. So
About what time was that, do you think?
5:30.
About 5:30?
Yeah.
Y'all went over to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
We were there for a good while. I mean, we stopped and we were eating, we were talking about the military, talking about me going in, talking about Greg going in. So we were there for a while. After we got done eating, we went back over towards Greg's parents' house. got the call from my sister saying that I need to go back to my parents' house. Something's wrong, to get there as fast as I can. So we're heading that way. Halfway there, we got a call from April's, and she's crying and screaming hysterically. I couldn't understand her. I asked her what's wrong. She said there's something wrong with your parents or something. So I hung up the phone with her and I continued driving. I got there were cops everywhere. I drove all the way down, got out. I went to go towards the house, and one of the sheriffs said, "You can't go in there. You have to stay out here." Then we were told that we had to go in April's house, and then we waited. They called me to go check the camera.
That's where I made contact with you.
Yes, sir.
And you said, and you advised that you knew how to run the cameras.
Yes, sir.
You helped us change cameras, correct?
Yes, sir.
You told me about the front yard,
Yes, sir.
and at that time we noticed a vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Is that the same vehicle that we noticed?
Yes, sir, that is.
But at that time we didn't see it on color, right?
No, sir.
It was on the black and white.
Yes, sir.
You knew it was a Dodge.
I could tell from the body that it was a Dodge. I've been around cars my whole life. I've studied cars. I know what the Dodge,
What type of Dodge, body style is that?
with that body style or with any Dodge.
Well, this particular vehicle.
Well, the front end is flatter than a Ford and a Chevy. And a Chevy would have a giant bow tie right there. That right there is a Dodge 3500. That's what it looks like to me.
Who do you know that drives a van like that? Or who do you know you've seen in a van like that?
No one. The only van that I know is my mom's personal white Chevy 3500, which was in the back.
Let me ask you this. While we were in the house and going through the video to get to the vehicle, when we were getting to the front yard camera, did you ever see any video of any of the incident?
Of what happened to my father?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I did.
What'd you see?
I saw 3 men come in through the door closest to the laundry room. I saw my dad go down, and then they dragged him to his room. I saw my dad standing, say, "This is the couch." My dad was right here. I saw him go down right here, and then they came over and they dragged him to his room.
All three of them?
No, just 2 of them. I don't know where the third one went. I couldn't watch anymore.
Bud and Melanie Billings were pillars of their Pensacola community. Together they raised 17 children, 13 adopted, many with special needs. Their home was built as a sanctuary. But that same home became a crime scene on July 9th, 2009. Surveillance cameras captured 5 masked men entering the residence. Bud was shot in the leg immediately. The couple was then forced to their bedroom. Minutes later, the attackers left with a safe. Investigators quickly zeroed in on a distinctive old red van caught on the security footage. That van would become the thread that unraveled everything.
Did you make any phone calls to anybody that wasn't family last night and told them what happened?
No, I had family calling me all night, though. I called her when I was at my parents' house, because we were supposed to meet up, and I was calling her telling her that I couldn't meet up because something had happened to my parents.
That's what she said.
And she's like, "All right, just call me whenever you get a chance, or whenever you when you're able to speak again."
Okay.
And I haven't talked to her since.
You didn't call her a second time, or she didn't call you to check on you?
She called to check on me again.
Was it that night or today?
It was that night.
What was said then?
She asked, because her mom had just found out, and her mom was in the background crying, asking if I was okay, and she just wanted to make sure that I was okay. What was going to happen to the kids.
Did you tell her what was happening?
I told her that if anything, Ashley would get custody of the kids, since she was the oldest.
No, did you tell her anything about the incident?
Not that I recall.
You didn't tell her that your mom and dad had been shot?
I might have. I really don't remember.
Did you tell her that the safe had been taken?
No, because I didn't know if it was gone or not. I didn't know anything about the safes until someone kept asking me what was in the contents of the safe.
Do you know that?
I knew there was paperwork, jewelry, and prescriptions of my sister who died in August. That's all I know that was in there.
They hadn't got rid of them yet?
It's sentimental. My mom wouldn't have gotten rid of it. My mom has everything of my sister Nikki's. And it was my mom's biological daughter, so it was even harder.
She had a hard time with that, I guess.
Very hard time. We all did.
Do you have a girlfriend or an ex-girlfriend? Something happened today when you talked to her? Did you learn something?
No.
Huh?
I have an ex-girlfriend, but I haven't talked to her since me and her broke up.
What's her name?
Patricia?
You hadn't talked to her at all?
No. Me and her we broke up on bad terms, so. The last I heard from Greg is that she works at McDonald's.
Did you talk to Patricia's mama?
I saw her because we went to Waffle House this morning, and then afterwards we went to Walgreens, and her mom works at Walgreens.
I see.
And we bought the paper because I walked in, I saw the paper, and I saw my mom and dad on it, and I grabbed it. And she came up and she hugged me and said, "I'm so sorry." That was it.
Now, you know how important it is when we're asking these questions, because we're not saying you've done anything, but to help us solve this thing, you know how important it is
Oh, yes, sir, I know.
for honesty.
Oh, 100%, sir.
And you understand most of the time when him or I ask you a question, we probably know the answer.
Yes, sir.
Did you text her?
I texted her. I didn't talk to her.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know I had to be that specific.
Yeah, she texted
Because
me.
we can play games like this all night. No, because I can get silly.
No,
Because I don't think that's funny at all.
no, she did text me and asked me if everything was okay.
Why wouldn't you tell me that when I asked you?
You asked if I talked to her. I didn't talk to her.
Why
I
wouldn't you
text
say?
her.
Why wouldn't you say that then? And I'm not getting in your, I'm not busting your chops, man. But you got to help us.
I know, sir.
If I'm here trying to work with you, and we're trying to take care, see who killed your mother and father,
Yes, sir.
right, or executed them.
Yes, sir.
Why, when I ask you that question, why wouldn't you say, "Well, no, but I texted her"? Okay, during them texts, then what did you learn?
That she had found out from the news, and she was wondering if I was okay, what was going to happen with the kids.
Right. See, that's not that hard.
Right. Because when we dated,
Yeah, y'all were close.
yeah, she hung out with the kids, and then I haven't heard after that. I hadn't texted her.
Did you ever mention to them that you thought that you were a target?
I told him that why would you just stop, and unless something happened, that we could all be targets. My whole family could be a target. And they're like, "Well, don't you need to just like stay around police?" And I'm like, the police are doing the best they can. I mean they can't have cops at every house that all my brothers and us are at. So
Did you tell them you were worried about their safety too?
I told them I might have been a little worried because I don't know what's going on. I know if someone knew that me and her were together, I didn't know if they knew what she looked like or whatever. So
Why would you or you be a target?
Before you answer that, think about everything you can think about. Because if it's something that you're scared to tell us, you know, or if you're scared of somebody, let us help you.
the only reason why I thought I was a target is because I knew there was a guy named Cab that double-crossed my dad with car business or something. And I know him and my dad got into a big argument, and I was there.
When did the argument take place?
Oh, about a year ago, I think.
Was there threats made? Or?
No, just that my dad was disappointed in him for stealing from him. I mean, he said if you needed money, you could have just asked. You didn't have to steal it from me. And Cab just stormed out.
Who's that?
It's Cab.
That's Cam?
That's Cab.
That's who your daddy's having the problems with?
Yeah. I think my dad was trying to sue him for theft or something.
Are they partners or?
They were, because they used to sell cars down to Mexico and all that. He was a translator and salesman.
What do you mean by translator?
He spoke Spanish.
Oh, okay. And for the record, just because we're on tape here, so everybody knows, he's identifying Henry Tice.
Why would you think he's gonna put a damn contract out on you?
Because when it first happened, he just up and vanished and not being able to be found, and then this happening, the only person that would have a grudge against my dad would have been him that I know of.
Well, what's about, who's got a grudge against you?
I don't know. I mean, there could have been a lot of people. I mean, I helped my dad repo cars. There could be a lot of people that have grudges against me because of just that. And there's no telling how many people he knows or whatnot. So once I was dismissed from my parents' house, I made calls to friends. I've got friends that know people that know people. I asked them, does anyone know of anything going down with robberies, murders, hits, anything in Pensacola, Florida? If they knew anything that involved 3 men with a red van in Pensacola, Florida. I've been trying to do this on my own, trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, that's what we're saying. It's not working out too well for you, is it?
All I got so far from a friend is that it's 3 men from Colorado.
Who told you that?
One of my friends from Colorado. He has a rat that's part of a gang. He said that there was a hit somewhere in Florida that fit the description that I gave him.
Well, why would a gang come after your mom and dad?
I don't know.
How would a gang know where your mom and dad left?
That's
What was Justin?
What does your dad do right now?
he would stay at home most of the time because he was injured.
Sell cars occasionally?
No.
Finance company occasionally?
He would go up there to help Ashley
Okay.
with paperwork, and that was it. He doesn't really do anything up there.
Right, so just out of the blue, a gang from Colorado come kill him?
I said that's all I've gotten from my friends.
I mean, be in my spot and his spot, would that make sense to you?
You told me to be completely honest. I'm being completely honest.
As detectives worked the Billings case, the former owner of the red van reached out after seeing it on the news. He had sold it on Craigslist for just $300 to a woman named Terry Poff, who bought it for her son, Patrick Gonzalez Jr. When police found the van at Senior's property, something immediately stood out. The vehicle had been partially painted, as if someone tried to change its appearance. Inside the nearby trailer, investigators found a brand new shoebox. Walmart's surveillance footage would later show Patrick purchasing those shoes, alongside 2 unidentified black men and his young son. The net was tightening.
The sheriff's office is investigating a homicide that occurred on Mobile Highway last night. And you're aware of this, right?
Yes,
Okay. And you know the homicide victims, right?
yes.
And what are their names?
Bud and Melanie Billings.
And how do you know them?
They're my in-laws.
So you're married to their daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long have y'all been married?
We've been dating since 97.
Okay.
And we've been married 2 years.
Okay. And you own Markham Automotive, is that right?
Yes.
And Mr. Billings, was he a business partner of that business?
He kind of, once we got married or about to get married, he kind of brought me in so he could start going out and still have the family business ran.
Okay. And what do you mean by going out? What would he do?
He was just slowly trying to retire.
Okay. Would he finance other car dealers in the area?
Yes, he would.
And this is basically a cash transaction?
Yes.
Okay, mainly cash.
Checks, I guess.
He was basically the loan shark, if there's no better word, to everybody around here?
Correct. He would pull some credit checks and skip tracks people, but
Okay. So they wouldn't have to go to a regular financial institution, is that right?
No.
Okay.
he did personal interviews.
He would routinely have money on him, right?
Yes.
And where would he keep this money?
Normally in his briefcase.
And can you describe that briefcase?
The new one he has was a black with silver clasps.
We showed you and your wife a briefcase
Yes.
today, right? And is that the briefcase he normally kept money
Yes.
in? Okay. And I told you that we recovered that briefcase and there was no money inside.
Correct.
Okay. Where would the money be if it wasn't in the briefcase?
Home in a safe or in a
Okay.
bank. I mean, he didn't keep any at the office or anything.
Okay. And then there was some kind of financial dispute between him and Mr. Billings, is that right?
Correct.
Tell me about that.
Mr. Billings floor planned him. In other words, he owned all of his car or most of his cars. And as they sold them, he would pay off what he owes to Bud and then receive a portion of the if it was financed, he would receive like 60% of the deal. And if it was cash, he would get, it all.
He would get all of it.
Right, if it were cash.
So I can understand. He gives money to another dealer, right?
Yes.
To buy a car.
Yes.
And they take that car to the lot, right?
Right.
And then they end up selling that car, right?
Right.
And what are they supposed to do with the money
95% of the time, Bud would then finance the vehicle to a new customer. He had it worked out different with different dealers, but 80% of the contract would go to the dealer and 20% goes to WorldCo Financial Services. And that's kind of how they make their
So
money.
he get 20% profit, basically.
Correct.
When the car was sold.
hmm
Okay.
But he would front the money.
He would front
And
the
then if
money.
it got
and he'd
repossessed, the
expect,
dealer pays
he'd
back.
expect the 20%, right?
Right.
Was this gentleman doing that? Was he paying his bills?
For a while, yes, he seemed like the greatest guy ever, and it kind of just slowly fell apart, and checks got bad, and
Tell me about that. When did that start?
I'm guessing it started slowly towards the end of '07, and as we got into '08, it just steadily got worse, which it typically has with more dealers that we've dealt with. It's like a snowball effect.
Mr. Billings was pretty upset over him not paying his bills, right?
Sure.
How much money did he owe?
I don't know.
100,000?
Or more.
Okay. He filed a police report, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Was there any drama going on between him and Mr. Tice? You know, him coming into work complaining that he won't call me back. There was no drama over this lawsuit. Also, there was a lawsuit, right?
Right. And it was never really talked about at work. If so, it wasn't to me. It may have been
Okay.
with his daughter.
Have you ever known Mr. Tice to go over to the residence?
I know that he has.
Okay.
I can't recall when I was there, but you know.
Who told you he had been over there?
Well, Ashley and Bud and Melanie, they were all pretty good friends for a while
Until
until it fell apart.
Project what?
Fight Back.
What is that?
We provide kidnap prevention, abduction awareness training to children and women.
Martial arts?
Well, more awareness. I mean, we teach criminal countermeasures and good defensive tactics. Most times someone gets touched, it's an acquaintance, it's someone they know. Rarely does a stranger come and attack somebody. So we teach about the red flag characteristics of an acquaintance. Someone touches me in a way that makes me feel bad, I tell someone I trust, things like that. Awareness stuff, you know, empowerment stuff. You can do anything you put your mind to. I talk to them about my background, my past. I'm sure you saw a lot on me, so, you know, I've come a long way. We just got the Service to Mankind Award from Mr. Coma Club.
Yeah.
My wife and I did, yeah.
Cool.
We trained 20,000 kids in the last 2 years.
And we appreciate you coming here today.
Whatever I can do, I don't, you know, believe me, when I saw the pictures on the TV, I mean, I was like, damn, you know, and I know the guy, you know, so I'm thinking,
You know what guy?
the guy that this is about that thing in Beulah, right? That's what my mom told me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You saw the picture of the van on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your van.
Excuse me?
That picture is the same van that's in your yard, right?
It's similar. Similar. Very similar to that van, but no, it's not. It can't be the same van. It's not the same van.
Okay. Why is that?
Because it can't be the same van. I mean, that van it's been over there. I mean, it couldn't have.
It's been at your dad's place?
Yeah.
Then you know about the death investigation. You know about Mr. Bud.
Yes.
Okay. I guess we'll start. How do you know him?
I've known him, let's see, about 2 years ago. He made a donation to Project Fight Back.
What do you mean by donation?
He gave us $5,000.
$5,000.
Not a loan, nothing. He just gave it to us. He said, I like
That's how
what you're doing. Yeah.
That's how you met him.
Yep.
What happened from there?
I mean, I haven't spoken with him or seen him in a couple of years.
In a couple of years?
I went to Cab and asked him for some money and to see if I could get some money for the studio and for Project Fight Back. And he said he might know someone that'll make a donation. And originally I was hoping he would be a business partner, but he said, I can't do that. He says, but I will do this. And he freaking gave us $5,000 like it was nothing. Just here you go. Just like that. First time anyone's ever done that. The thing is, I even told him I'd come train him and his family and everything. That's why I'm just like blown away by the whole thing. I told him I'd teach him defensive tactics and everything.
So you met him through Cab?
Mm-hmm. I met him the first time, and then I came in, and that's when he gave me the money. Because I gave him a proposal about Project Fight Back and everything and information. I mean, he's very security conscious. In his office, he's got monitors where he can see everything in his house all the time. I mean, this guy was well prepared. I'm surprised this went down like this without a shootout or something, you know.
What made you get interested in martial arts?
Been training since I was 4 years old, my entire life.
Oh, you've done it forever?
Yeah, my whole life. I mean, it's what I do.
That's your van, now, right?
No. That's not mine.
That's not your van?
Looks something like it. You know what? Yeah, it is. It is. We were gonna paint it. But yeah, it might have been when we first got it. It was kind of like that.
Look at that van. That's the
Looks
same.
a heck of a lot like it, but that is not the same
It is
van.
the same van.
That's not the same van.
Okay.
If I was gonna do something, or anybody that I know would do something, I would not let them do it in my van.
When did she buy it?
I don't know, about a month ago.
Where'd you buy it from?
I don't know, some guy off Craigslist.
Were you looking for a van or something
Something big enough to carry everybody and to carry mats and stuff like that.
for your business?
And for my family. I mean, I've got 6 kids.
You do?
Yeah, 6 boys and 1 on the way.
All of them probably know martial art now.
Every one of them.
I hear you.
But anyway, there were some problems with it, and I took it to my dad. He said he'd fix it. We were going to paint it. I was going to touch it up a little bit. I touched up some of the crap, but it's a piece. But he said he'll work on it, so I think he's going to probably end up keeping it. So
What's wrong with it?
the when you try to shift it, it goes like the whole thing knocks back on you when you shift, and like the heater doesn't work, the AC doesn't work. It squeals real loud. I mean, just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of things. I mean, the thing's not in good running condition.
When's the last time you drove it?
About a month ago.
You hadn't drove it in a month.
So where?
On Wednesday I tried to, we were going to try to take it around the block.
You only met Bud twice,
Yes,
and that was at his office,
at his office.
which was where?
Right around the corner from the jail. I think it's on Old Palafox or Pace or something like that.
The first time you gave him the packet.
Yeah, information on PFB, and then
The second time he said, look, I don't know about that.
yeah, I'm not into the karate business, I'm in the car business, but I'll be happy to make a donation. And he said, wham, just like that.
And that was pretty cool.
Very cool. Are y'all going through the same kind of question with everybody that's got one like that? Because I've seen like 2 other vans just like that one.
Pretty much.
Okay, good. Because I'm sitting there going, man, don't. I've got
Anything we
nothing
see-
to hide. I'm working.
Anything we see like that's getting pulled over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that one, I mean, y'all can welcome to take it and inspect it, drive it if you can, whatever, you know, I'm open to whatever we got to do to work it out.
I appreciate you working with us. And that's all we're doing, man, just trying to get this solved.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you do. The guy had, you know, like 15 kids. Or the woman. That's the thing that really gets me. I mean, if it were like a... First of all, I'm wondering why nobody got shot. You know what I mean? That's what I'm wondering. Because Bird used to carry a gun. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering why he didn't. Yeah, I watch Law and Order, so I mean, I understand everything going on. So I'm fine with it. As long as I'm not guilty, I'm fine. So I'm easy. Whatever.
Have you ever been to his house?
No. Never been.
Did you know where he lived?
I knew he lived over there in Beulah.
Did he tell you?
Yeah.
Have you let anybody borrow the van?
No. He's been sitting at my dad's house.
Thursday, which would be the 9th of last week. What were you doing?
Just running around, taking care of errands. Talked to my dad about the estate. Went by a buddy's house.
What do you mean talking about the estate?
My grandmother just passed away.
What time did you get there?
6:45, 6:30, something like that.
What did you drive when you got there? What were you driving?
My truck.
Truck you're driving now?
Mhm.
The Expedition?
Chatted with him for a while. Probably about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that.
Stay about 30 or 40 minutes?
Hmm.
Then what did you do?
Went home.
Did you stop anywhere?
I did. I was going to go to my buddy Greg's house. I drove by that way. No one was there.
Patrick Jr. came across as helpful and cooperative in his first interview, but investigators weren't convinced. That same day, they sat down with Henry Ty, also known as Cab, Bud Billings' former business partner who had gone quiet after their falling out. Cab confirmed that he had personally introduced Patrick to Bud. He also revealed that Patrick owed Bud money from a failed dojo and had never paid it back. Most critically, Cab told investigators something that changed the direction of the case entirely. Patrick had come to him, and someone had offered a contract on Bud Billings. That someone was allegedly Cab himself, according to later testimony. But detectives would soon discover the real picture was more complicated.
You're fixing to help me, and your buddy not looking good for your buddy.
Is he involved in this, really?
You're fixing to help me, and we're fixing to talk about that, okay? Then listen to me when I tell you this. It is important, and I know we've already told you, but I want to tell you again, personally, myself, because now we're in a whole different, environment, and I know it's a little nerve-wracking being in here. And this is some serious crap, as you well know.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Now is not the time to play any games. All right, we're going to go balls to the walls right here, and you're fixing to find out a lot of information.
Okay.
I'm fixing to throw some information at you.
I want to help you any way I can help you.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's this circle that's involved in all this. And you know every one of them.
I know Patrick and Bud, and I know everybody.
Just a mess. And we talked to you earlier today at your shop, right?
Yes, sir.
And you agreed to come in here and talk to us?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that at any time you can get up and leave?
Yes, sir.
You do understand
Yes,
that?
sir.
Okay. And we already talked to you. You knew the victim, your business acquaintances. We also talked to you about Patrick Gonzalez. And you know him also?
Yes, sir.
How do you know him?
12 or 13 years ago, probably 12 years ago, when I was doing Mexico, I got robbed. And I got robbed with a gun, beat up, my money taken away. Patrick had worked for me at at Hondaland as a salesman. And while he was working for me, he was teaching classes, and then he was, back then, we call it MMA fighting, but back then it was called cage fighting. But he would go make money on the weekends cage fighting. When this happened to me, I needed a quick crash course in how to defend myself. And I called him up, and then I started training with him twice a week, private lessons. And I trained for about 2 years. Then he left and went to Costa Rica, I think. And then he came back and opened up the dojo in Pace. That's the one that Bud lended him the money to open.
How much money did he loan him?
I think he loaned him $8,000. 6, 7, or 8.
When was the last time you saw him?
He came by 2 days ago, and he had just gotten the Seratoma Award. Is that how you say that? You could never believe anything Patrick said. I mean, I could never believe what was true. And he kept telling, and they did, I know they did this deal. So he kept telling me that they were up for the Seratoma, is that? Seratoma Award. And if they got that, that would open up a whole new thing, give them credentials. So he came by the dealership and said, okay, I know you don't ever believe, but I'm telling you, but look. And so he pulled it up and showed me that they had gotten the Seratoma Award. So,
why can't you believe anything he says?
Because he's lied so many times. He said, I'm behind the power bill, but I got stuff coming in. Well, he got behind the power bill, I paid the power bill, but he never paid me back. He does these deals, these great, great deals that they never come to pass.
Do you think he ever paid Bud back his money?
I don't think so. If
he told me Bud gave him $5,000 and he just gave it to him.
Okay.
With no strings attached.
That's not.
No, I know Bud Billings better than that.
That's not true. And I think it was $7,000. Bud Billings never gave anybody anything.
That's a fact.
Let me tell you why I know he didn't give it to him. Because Bud, before I got in trouble with the dealership, I was down there paying off some cars, and Bud said, it's been like a month and a half, and Patrick had anything about my money. Will you find out for me? And it was at the same time we were going to get the contract for the Coast Guard guys. And so I called Patrick and he said, tell Bud that we'll get this. I'll have the money to pay him when we get this contract. And if we had gone through with it and kept the dojo open, in fact, he would have had money to repay that. But Bud Billings never gave it. Now I'm going to take that back. Bud Billings gave to the community like to the schools with the handicapped kids and stuff. He gave to that. In business, Bud Billings wouldn't give you a dime unless you got 29 cents back, you know, so that's not true. He never paid Bud back that money, and it was not a gift.
Has Pat ever been out to Bud's house?
You know, I was thinking about that when that happened, and I don't know, to tell you the truth, but when Bud had this soft, he could be vicious in business, horrible, but he had this soft spot for kids. So when he found out that Patrick was doing these things where they teach these little kids, you know, a molester is not somebody you don't know, it's somebody you do know.
Right.
You know, which is, I mean, it's wonderful stuff. When he found out Patrick was doing that, he really wanted to help in any way he could. And I remember his wife and Patrick went down to his office several times, and I don't know if they invited them. It would seem a normal thing as much as for them to invite them out to their house to see their children. But I don't know that for a fact.
So there's chances that they may have.
That's very well could have been. That would have been a normal thing for Bud to do, is you guys come out, because, I mean, everybody was around him. He wanted them to come to his house and meet the kids. And so that would have been a normal thing to do. Absolutely.
But you don't know.
I don't know that
Has
for a
Pat
fact.
ever told you if he's been out there or not? Man, that's a nice place. Anything like that?
He knew where he lived.
How do you know?
And it was the big thing that everybody knew he was building it. And, you know, 7,500 square feet.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's huge. So everybody knew he was building it. He would invite everybody out to see the different points of construction and everything. And I remember Patrick saying that it was close to near completion, or it was completed, but he knew where it was. I mean, I don't know that he went there. He knew where it was.
And we showed you a picture of this van right here, right?
Yes, sir. I've never seen that van.
You've never seen that van?
You never seen Patrick driving that van?
No, sir.
Do you think that that's the same van? You're a car dealer.
I would think so, because how many funky looking long vans are there? You know, I mean, this is a funky picture, but how many long vans are there? It looks to me like the same van.
What if we told you that van's at Patrick's house?
This van is? Are you serious? I'd say that's absolutely horrible. Here's my question. If this guy, if he did something,
Well, we ain't saying he did yet.
I ain't saying he did it.
but if he did this, why in the world would this van be there?
What would be your theory of what happened?
It's hard for me to think that anybody, no matter what their financial circumstances, could do anything that horrible.
But we got to get past that. It happened.
Here's what I knew happened. Bud Billings' favorite statement was this, and as you interview people, they'll all confirm this. He'll say, you know what, over these years, I had so much cash that I could not spend it before I died. That was his favorite saying. And when this whole thing happened, those words rang in my ear. I have more cash, and I think he was right. I think that everybody knew Bud Billings had a lot of money.
Did he usually keep a lot of cash on him?
He carried $20,000 in his briefcase. But when it happened, I said, somebody knew. Well, everybody in Pensacola knew. When he built that house, the security system that he put in there is to protect this house. So everybody thought, well, maybe that's where he keeps his money. You know, I don't know. But when I heard it, he got robbed. Now, when I'm reading the paper, it says no. But, you know, I mean, well, I don't think anybody hated Bud Billings enough to kill her, and nobody in Pensacola hated his wife. If that's the van, then he went in to rob her. And the way he conducts his life with the kids and everything, I never knew he had the capacity to do anything like that.
We're not saying he did. We're just telling you what the facts that we have.
How did you come to meet this guy, Patrick?
He sold cars for me. He was a great salesman.
Do you know how he come in contact with Bud? Did you introduce him?
I did.
You introduce him?
With the things for their kids, I said, you know, Bud would be interested in that. They were getting sponsors. I said, Bud would be real interested in that. And I think Bud sponsored I think the first way they met, he sponsored one of the seminars that they had. And they seemed to be on the same track, you know, as far as the way they thought about kids, and Bud was real excited that they were teaching these kids against abduction awareness and that kind of stuff. They seemed to mesh until the dojo failed and Bud didn't get his money back, and that kind of ended their relationship.
Y'all are walking to the van to get in to leave. Do you drive it?
Nope.
Where do you get in? Where do you sit?
Probably shotgun.
Okay, who's driving?
I'll be honest, I swear I don't know who was driving.
Okay, you told me earlier Pat was driving.
Pat can't drive that van worth of shit.
Okay.
I think Wayne was
Okay.
driving.
All right. Where was Pat? You remember him? Where he was at?
I think he was in the Gold Explorer.
Okay. You leave your yard, which way do you go?
Beverly Parkway, straight out Beverly Parkway, take a right on Mobile Highway.
You pull in the driveway, what happens?
Everybody jumps in, doors kicking open. Freeze on the ground.
Okay. All right.
And that's all I thought it was.
Okay.
Restraining people.
All righty. I'm going to show you a photograph of the house. So could you mention where they went in? And it's a nighttime photograph, but could you point to those doors that you're talking about and just put an X mark where you're talking about?
One.
And then put your initials behind if you don't mind, or we get up.
Two.
Bobby, can you holler for a Sharpie because it's not coming out?
And then there's one right there.
Okay. Okay. And you're telling me right here? Right here?
Yeah, on the
Okay.
side.
All right. I'm gonna go. I got to get a darker pen. But what I want you to do is to initial those. Okay. And then you said you were still in the van. What did you do next?
Got in the driver's seat.
Uh-huh.
They told me to get in the driver's seat and turn it around. Well, I ain't gonna get in the driver's seat and put the damn only two doors getting into the back of it on the outside. I would say I'm not plumb dumb, but I was there, so I must be.
Okay. What happens after that?
We get down in the yard, doors open, I think everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden,
What'd you think when you heard that pow, 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 pow?
I like to on myself. I thought, oh dear God, no. And I'm hoping they're just shooting in the ceiling or some kind of trying to scare the hell out of somebody.
And you said earlier there were all kind of different types of guns, but do you remember if Wayne had a big gun or a handgun?
He had a handgun.
Okay, do you remember if Pat had a big gun or a handgun?
I think he had a handgun.
Handgun. Do you remember if the blacks had big guns or handguns?
I think big guns.
Big guns? Describe to me what you mean by big gun.
Street sweeper.
Okay, all right. They come back, they get in the van, where do you go?
We go down about 2 or 3 blocks, I don't know, Dayton Road. We take a left, swap everything out of the van. Wayne and I take the van, take a right, go straight back to my house. And County Mountie comes slinging around the corner. I said, oh shit, we know where they going.
And y'all went on to your house?
Yes, sir.
What happened at your house, Mr. Gonzalez?
Put the van up, put the van back at the thing.
Was there any discussion about splitting up the stuff there at the house?
Yeah, when everything gets taken care of, then we'll split it up.
Who said that?
After it did.
Did he have the stuff?
I don't know.
Okay, you're at the house. At this point, is this where we decide to paint it and all? Okay. Very briefly, tell us what you did to the van.
Painted the out of the side of it. That wasn't changing the color. And we were scared. I said, well, hell, we miss some muriatic acid, I'll change the color. So I run about 50-50 muriatic acid, as you can see, one size red, one size purple.
Do you know where any of the guns are or might be now?
No, sir, I have not the vaguest idea, so help me God.
With Senior's confession secured, police were now able to charge Patrick Gonzalez Jr., Leonard Gonzalez Sr., and Wayne Cold Iron with home invasion robbery and 2 counts of open murder. Meanwhile, investigators tracked down additional suspects through Walmart surveillance footage, and 2 young men, Frederick Thornton and Rake Florence, voluntarily came forward at the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office in Fort Walton Beach. Their statements described a chaotic night where they believed they were simply going along for the ride. What they witnessed, however, was the violent execution of 2 people inside their own home.
Give me your full name.
Frederick Lee Thornton, Jr.
Yeah, you're here of your own free will, you're not under arrest, okay, and you don't want a lawyer at this point, correct?
No.
Okay. Tell us what happened.
Okay, one day, my brother-in-law called me.
Who's that?
Raheem.
Okay.
We were sitting outside. We were sitting outside smoking. Gary pulled up.
Who's Gary?
My friend of ours.
You don't know his last name?
No. Okay, we had rode out there to Pensacola. And we was gonna go, we were just smoking or whatever, so they was talking about they was gonna go get some more weed. So we had gotten the red van. That's what they always go get the weed in the red van. So we had gotten the red van.
Who does the red van belong to?
From my understanding, his name was Frank. That's what we call him. Frank. So we got in his van, and we all went over there. Me and Raheem, we was in not the first row when you get in the van, but the second row. And 2 was in the front and 2 was in the back.
So who's in the van with you?
Only people that I knew was in the van with me was me, Raheem, Stalls.
Who's Stalls?
He's one of our friends. Well, just a friend I know through Gary.
You don't know his name?
Nah, just Stalls.
Is he a black guy or white guy?
Black.
Was Gary with you?
No, he was in another car.
What kind of car were they in?
I think, 10.
10 what?
Explorer.
10 Explorer? And that's Gary's car?
Yeah.
And who else was in the van?
Me, Raheem, and Stalls. And I don't know the other people. I had just met them that day.
Can you describe them?
One was white, tall, how tall he was. He had long hair. And then there was another white one with a low cut fade, big about my height. And then the other 2 back there, I don't even remember how they
Did they live in Fort Walton?
No. Only people that lived in Fort Walton that went out there was me, Raheem, and Gary.
So how many total were in the van?
6.
6 total?
The 6th person. I got Stalls, Raheem.
And the other 2 I told you about, yeah.
The white male with long hair, a white male with a low cut fade, and you. Who's the other person?
I don't know. I just know.
Okay. So is it a white male or black male?
White.
Okay. So there's 3 white males
Yeah.
and 3 black males.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gary's in the other van, the Explorer.
So they got out, and then Raheem stayed in there because we had our regular clothes like this. So they stayed in there, and they went in there.
Where'd they get out at?
They got out the van at the house. They had pulled up at the house.
What house?
The dude's house. I don't know his name. The people that they killed.
Okay.
And they had went in the house or whatever. So I guess they said they were going to go buy some weed. So me and Raheem stayed in the truck. But they didn't know us like that, so they came in, and I think his name Patrick.
Patrick, is it the other black man? The other white man?
No, he a white man. Yeah, came out with a gun and was like, I killed him.
You say why?
I didn't ask him why, he was just like, I killed him. And it was like, if we tell anybody, that's why I don't really want to say nothing. I know I got to say something before something happened to me. But he said, if we say something, they're going to kill us and my mom and them and my whole family.
Did they take anything from the house?
Not that I know of. I didn't see anything.
Did you hear any gunshots?
Yeah, we heard
How many gunshots did you hear?
Probably about 6.
Did it all sound like it came from the same gun, or did it sound like a good fight?
Yeah, just one gun. And me and Raheem now in the car with Gary, and we had left.
Now, which car did you get into?
The Explorer.
Did the Explorer pull up the house with you guys?
No. The Explorer was at the house, at Frank's house. We all had met up there.
Where does Frank live?
I don't even know Pensacola.
Okay, that's right. He lives in Pensacola.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was Frank was driving the van?
Yeah.
So Gary was with y'all?
When?
When you went to the house?
What house you talking about?
The house where the murder occurred.
No, he didn't show up at the house.
So he didn't go with y'all?
Gary's not there.
No.
Okay. So it's you, it's basically the same people that were in the van when they went. Did you ever see a gun?
Yeah.
What did the gun look like?
It was black.
Revolver or automatic?
Automatic.
And who had the gun?
Patrick.
Did anybody else have a gun?
Not that I seen. He was like, I killed him. And he was like, if anyone of y'all say something, I'm going to kill y'all and your family.
The fact is, you guys contacted us and wanted to tell us what you guys knew about the incident in Pensacola, right?
Yeah, but I was scared, you know what I'm saying? Until my mom came to me like, you just got to break it down to him and tell him the truth. So we went all the way out to Pensacola, I think it was, to some old dude named Frank house. And we picked up 2 white dudes and we went to the house. They went in, they jumped out the truck fast. So we were like, what's going on? We just sitting in the truck.
So you went to Frank's house?
We went to that big house.
But you went to Frank's house first?
Yeah.
Okay.
And picked up 2 white dudes. I don't know. It was Pat. Pat was there. I guess that's a dude named Gary, dude named Stalls, and 2 white dudes. But Stalls and Gary came to pick us up.
And 2 white dudes, huh?
Yeah.
Can you describe them to me?
Older dudes. I really can't describe them too much. They older dudes. One I think had long hair.
Okay. What about the other one?
The other one, he just like old and like sunk in face, something like that.
Are they both the same age, or is one older than the other?
No,
or?
the one with the sunk in face, he looked older than the other.
How old do you think they were? Yeah,
in their 40s and 50s.
Oh, dang. Old dudes.
Yeah, I tell you.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know.
Just trying to get an idea, man, as far as your thing of age.
Like 43.
You're a wonderful guy. Okay?
Yeah.
You ain't got a clue about age. I'm probably old enough to be your grandfather. Okay, anyway. So you went to this big house.
Yeah.
What happened then?
They jumped out the truck.
Who jumped out the truck?
All the dudes except for me and Freddie. We stayed in the truck. And
Okay.
then, like,
what kind of truck were you in?
well, it wasn't it's a van. It's a big red thing. Big red van.
Okay.
And then they got out the truck. All we heard was, and we see they got guns coming back out.
They got guns?
Yeah.
Who had guns?
Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Me and Freddie laying down. They come back out and say, if you tell anybody, your whole family is dead.
Who'd you see with a gun?
The big dude, Stalls, and dude, Pat, and I seen one more dude with a gun. The old dude.
The one with the sunken
No,
face?
the one with the long hair.
Stalls, black or white?
Black.
How many shots did you hear?
I'm not sure. I just heard, pow, pow, pow. And then they stopped, and I heard, I think, one more. Dude, Stalls, he's like, dude, kill somebody. If y'all tell anybody, they say they're gonna kill your whole family.
He said somebody killed somebody?
Yeah.
Did he say who killed somebody?
No, he didn't ever say who. Nobody said who.
How long do you think they were inside?
Probably about 10, 15 minutes.
How did they get inside?
I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really watching. Me and Freddie was having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We started talking.
Did they walk up and ring the bell? Did you hear them break a door down?
I ain't hear no door, you know what I'm saying, break down. But I looked and the door was wide open.
Did they walk out of the house with anything in their hands?
Yeah, something big. It could have been one of their guns, but I really wasn't looking because right when everybody came out, they like, don't tell nobody about nothing. Somebody just shot somebody in that house, and don't tell nobody nothing, or we're going to kill your whole family.
Who's telling you that?
We left it at that. Stalls, and we left it at that.
After the statements from Frederick and Rake, investigators identified Donnie Stallworth Jr., also known as Stalls, an active-duty Air Force sergeant stationed at Eglin Air Force Base. He turned himself in voluntarily. His wife later revealed he had admitted to her that he had done something terribly wrong before turning himself in, telling his children never to make bad decisions. Meanwhile, investigators honed in on a woman named Pamela Long Wiggins, a real estate agent and close friend of Patrick's, who helped dispose of evidence. She had stored the stolen, safe, and hidden guns from the scene. Her husband, Hugh, would ultimately reveal the full scope of what Patrick had told them, including that Cab Ty had allegedly offered a $20,000 contract on Bud Billings' life.
Tell me where the safe is located.
The safe is located in the rear corner of my yard under a pile of bricks. You know, your investigators are really sloppy looking for things.
Okay. When you say the rear corner, where?
Entering the property, the left rear corner right in front of the garage. There is a pile of brick.
Okay, and also the weapons, the guns.
They are with a friend over in Mississippi. I'll have to arrange to get those back.
Can you elaborate and give me the names?
You've got to tell them where they are pursuant to this deal.
I know the guy's name is Ed. He's a friend of Hughes. I'm not really sure of his name.
Ed is a friend of Hughes. Where in Mississippi?
Out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what that town was. He knows.
Do I go to the interstate?
Oh, we went 10 to somewhere along. It was just barely into Mississippi on this side of the bridge where you go over that big marsh or whatever in inner Mississippi. It was on this side, so I don't know what town that is.
Okay.
Hugh and I went over there and we handed Ed the guns. And I said, these may have been involved in something. My understanding is they were not used for anything, but I just need them away from me. Just hang on to them for me.
Okay. What kind of guns were they?
Guns that I've had for about 20 years. 2 of them were Mossberg shotguns, and one was an AK-47.
Was there any other guns?
No.
Were there any handguns?
No.
Were you ever in possession of any handguns?
I found a handgun.
Where?
I don't remember right now if it was in my van. I think it was in the back of my van. I thought, oh, you know, what's this thing doing here? And I hid it.
Where did you hide it?
Under the back seat of a car.
What car?
It's a red Buick GS.
Red Buick GS? Where's that car located?
Right now it's at the shop to get the air conditioner fixed.
What shop?
It's out there on Jackson, West Jackson Street.
Is it a business or a house?
He has a garage out behind his house.
So it's a resident and a...
Residence for business, yeah. It's bright red with the black stripes on it, my baby. And if you go in the driver's side, all you gotta do is just pick up the back seat. You don't even have to take it out. Just pick up the back seat, kind of squat down, and look up between the springs, and then they have like the gray mat insulation underneath the springs, and it's between there.
Do you know Patrick Gonzalez?
I do.
Okay. How well do you know Patrick?
I've known him several months, and we've gotten very close. We're like, almost, I laughingly call him my favorite girlfriend. Because we hang out a lot together and go places, and we've all gotten to be family friends, and as far as I know, they're great people.
And when you say they, who are they?
His wife and their children come over to the house and barbecue, and kids swim in the pool, and when I'm out of town, he goes and feeds the dogs and cats for me, and looks after my kids, and you know.
When is the last time you saw Pat?
I know he borrowed my van Thursday. And
What time? He borrowed your van?
Yeah, that morning. He called me and he said, you sound like you're not feeling well. I said, I'm not. I'm just not having a good day. They've changed, my medication's messed up, and I think I'm just going to hang around the house today and work on paperwork. And so we've been moving, and I'm tired. I'm just sorting things out and work around the house today. And he brought it back sometime in the middle of the afternoon. I don't know when exactly, 3 to 5 range in there.
And when did you see him next?
Later that night.
About what time, man?
I don't have any idea.
Was it dark? Was it dark outside? Where did you see him at?
He called me and said, meet me at the antique mall. And he sounded urgent. And I said, okay. And here was this SUV with black guys in it that I don't know. I don't know what all these people are doing here. And they said, they had this little safe.
Where was the little safe?
It was in one of their vehicles.
Do you remember which one?
No, because it was dark, and I was trying to talk to Patrick, and one of the black guys showed up with the safe.
Okay. Do you remember what color of the car it came out of?
It was an SUV, and it was dark. So I don't know. I'm almost thinking gold, bronze, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't pay much attention really because I was just shocked. I mean, I was like scared. What is going on?
What did Pat tell you why he wanted to meet you at the antique mall?
He said, here, I need to get rid of these, make them go away.
When you say these, what are these?
My 3 guns.
Which are what?
Over in Mississippi.
Okay.
And that safe.
Okay.
And that's all he told me, and then they left.
Okay. How did Pat get your guns?
That I'm not sure of. We were talking about that earlier, and He has a kid. I mean, he comes and goes. He's a family friend. Him and his wife, and he knows where my daughter has her hide key on the back porch, and he comes and goes.
Where did you keep those guns at your house?
They were upstairs in the bedroom, in a closet.
Which bedroom?
The guest bedroom.
When he tells you to get rid of these, what explanation is he giving you?
He didn't. They just, hurry, 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 we gotta go. Said he was in some deep I didn't know what. Just tried to help a friend.
Okay.
Said something about, we got into a situation, but we didn't shoot these. We didn't need these or something. I think that's what he said.
Justin, why, yeah?
No, I like to say it was real quick. It was like, here, get rid of these, we gotta go.
What did you do then?
I had a key to the lock on the container, and the black guy got it out of their SUV and set it in the back of my van. I said, oh, no. What am I going to do with that? I said, oh, just stick it right there. And they stuck it in the container.
Did you lock the container back?
I did. And then I went home, and all night, and the next morning I'm thinking, wait, what am I supposed to do with this? I mean, because if it's on my locked property, then I'm responsible for it. At that time, I didn't know what had happened, and I didn't want to cause him any undue grief. And then when I heard what had happened, I was in such shock. I'm still, every time I think about it, I just start shaking my head.
When was the first time your knowledge was that they were going to rip somebody off?
A couple months ago or so, I heard him talking about some guy that was laundering money. He was a nasty, evil, horrible guy, and he was laundering money for the Mexican mafia and so forth and so on. And some guy said something about they wanted to get rid of him.
Some guy. Who was some guy?
What he told me was somebody in Cab or Cabo or something like that.
What did Pat say about Cabo or Cab?
He just said that there was a contract out on that guy.
And who is that guy?
Apparently, the victim.
Did he ever mention that guy by name?
Probably. I think I heard the name Billings or something. I never met him, never saw him, didn't know anything about it. I think, there was probably several different conversations about him making a robbery, but that was as far as I knew, is he was going to rob somebody.
Did those conversations happen in your house?
There probably were some there, and he would his thoughts on things, and I told him, no, it's not a good idea, don't do it.
The conversations that you had about the robbery, did they tell you how they were going to do it?
Well, I heard 2 or 3 different versions.
Okay. Let's go with the first version you heard.
It was variations on climbing a fence or going in and kicking a door in and finding a safe room and loading up the money.
When you say safe room, what do you mean by safe room?
There was supposedly a safe room where this guy kept all his money that he was laundering. He said he knew there was a high level of security there. He said he knew that the guy had videos in his office.
Did he ever tell you he was going to kill them during that robbery?
No, he said it was going to be a military commando, just kick the door in and go to the safe room and load everything up.
How were they going to get into the safe?
Didn't say, didn't specify.
Did they have a target date that got canceled before the actual incident?
Yeah, about a week or so before that, about a week and a half before that Thursday, he said, we're going to do a robbery. We're going to hit this guy that launders all this money. He said, would you sit down over here in Alabama at this convenience store, and if we do the job, and if we do that, can I just throw the money in the back of your van and you go home with it? That way if somebody's following me, won't be in trouble. And I let him talk me into doing that. So I was sitting way down the road somewhere.
On the day of the murder?
No, this was a week and a half before.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just sitting down the road, and up comes the red van and an SUV with black guys in it. I don't know, that old style red van that looks like the one used in the murder robbery. And an SUV with black guys in it.
What color SUV?
The bronze, gold, I think it's the same one that showed up the night of the murder. When I told you, they called me to stash the safe. He said, we called it off, we didn't do the robbery tonight. There was Patrick, because he's my buddy. He's really the only one I'm paying attention to. The rest of these guys I could give it. You know, I don't know them, they don't mean anything to me, you know, whatever. He said, we had to call the whole thing off. We drove up in the driveway and the lights all went on and lit up like Wrigley's Field out there, and we called it off.
Is there anything else at your house that is pertaining to this murder?
There is nothing else in my world pertaining to this. I have told you everything that I possibly know about it. I heard that cab or cabo or whatever, whoever that is, was going to pay him to do a hit.
When was the first time you heard of this robbery?
I guess it was a couple of days after it happened because I was offshore when it happened.
Okay.
I mean, I was offshore. I mean, I was like 120 miles away from, and I wasn't watching the news or anything like that. I worked 12 hours on, 12 hours off, which means I'm up about 14 or 15 hours a day. So when I get off, I take a shower, usually lay down, do some reading, so I wasn't watching TV. When I'm on, I'm not sitting around watching TV, I'm working.
Okay, and who told you?
Pam did when I called her.
She told you this information over the phone?
What information?
About this incident.
About the incident, she told me that something bizarre had happened. He said that he had been offered a contract.
What kind of contract?
To eliminate someone.
And did he say by who?
Yes.
And who is that he said gave him the contract?
He told me that Cab Tice put the contract out for 20 grand.
So you understand that he was going to be paid 20 grand to take out the Billings, I'm assuming?
Him.
Mr. Billings?
Mr. Billings. I guess I'm not even, Mr. Billings, is that his name?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Okay.
And he thought that I would be interested because of the amount of money that was there. And I told him it wasn't worth that. I'm not interested in it. I've got a career. I got a woman that I love that loves me back.
And he was comfortable with you having knowledge of this and just declining the offer?
Yeah, I guess he thought he was going to change my mind or that.
Obviously, I brought you in here in handcuffs. And I got to talk to you about a crime. So I got to read you your rights, okay? If you would, just showing that I read you these, would you initial next to there and sign right there? What we're here today talking to you about is, have you been watching TV?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll read the newspaper.
I understand. You're under arrest right now for murder in that case. One of the gentlemen involved in that case has came forward and admitted to his involvement in this case, and you are mentioned as being involved. We're giving you the opportunity here to kind of tell us what was going on with what's going on over there. Tell me what happened.
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Okay.
No, sir.
Well, here's an easy thing. Where were you the night that incident happened? On the night?
At home.
At home? And who was home with you?
My girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? Okay, so you were there with her the entire night?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know Leonard Patrick Gonzalez?
I know Leonard Gonzalez.
When was the last time you saw him?
A couple of days ago, moving stuff into a shed building.
Okay. The shed building over there where at?
At his trailer.
You're talking about Senior?
Yes.
Okay.
Me and Pop.
Okay.
Do pressure washing together.
Okay. You were over there Tuesday or Wednesday? Were you over there Thursday too?
No, sir.
Okay. And where were you Thursday?
I was at home with my old girlfriend.
Okay. Nice pretty day. You didn't work at all?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you go anywhere that day?
Just a store, get cigarettes, what have you.
What store did you go to?
Probably BP or CVS.
You remember about what time of day it was you went over there?
Probably about 4. I don't know.
Sometime in the afternoon.
It was sometime in the afternoon.
And you do definitely recall buying some cigs?
I don't know which store I went to. My girlfriend could have went.
Other than the trip to possibly those 2 stores to get cigarettes, you went nowhere else?
No, sir.
Do you know his son at all?
I know him from being around his dad's house.
Okay. And what would you say your relationship is with him? Acquaintances or friends?
Acquaintances.
Okay. Here's the thing. Leonard's already told us his involvement. Okay? That's why we're here talking to you. That's why we have an arrest warrant for your arrest for murder. That's why your bond's $1 million.
Okay.
Okay, so we've already heard the story. Okay?
Okay.
Leonard told us everything laid out. Okay? Here's your opportunity to come in here and come clean on this and tell us exactly what happened, your version of events.
And I'm the state attorney.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna prosecute you. I decide, or my office decides, who gets the death penalty.
Yes, sir.
And the train is leaving the station. I'm gonna walk out of here in about 5 minutes. You either gonna tell us the truth, or we gonna convict you without it, without you telling us anything.
Yes, sir.
It's in your best interest to get on the train. The old man, he's on the train. He said you had the handgun, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
He said you knew about the fire pit, trying to burn the stuff that came out of the safe. You changed your appearance. We got your fingerprints getting out of the van. Remember that night when you got out of the van? That was a mistake when you left your prints in that van. It's in the back of the van. The son, what's his name?
That's also Leonard Patrick Gonzalez Jr.
He's on his way to jail, and he's trying to get on the train as quick as he can. Now, if you cooperate, I will tell the judge that you cooperated. We'll get a waiver of rights for him, sign it, we'll put you on video, we'll go back over everything. I'll tell him that you cooperated, I'll show him that tape. We'll tell the jury that's deciding whether you live or die that you cooperated. Now let me tell you something. It doesn't matter to me what you do. Do the best you can to save yourself from the electric chair, or I'll walk out and I'm gonna do everything I can to prosecute you. And I'll see you in court. I know hard feelings, it's not personal. I'm just doing my job.
I still didn't do anything. For one thing, I don't have any guns. Never had them, not allowed to have them. I do not like guns. I carry pocket knives, I was smart. But I didn't do this. I was not part of this.
Under the law, if somebody is killed, you have to look at the aggravating circumstances.
Yes.
Cold, calculated, and premeditated, because it was planned ahead of time. Committed during the commission of a violent felony, breaking in a man's house.
Yes, sir.
Killing 2 people instead of 1. That's the third aggravating factor.
Yes, sir.
And killing the man in front of his wife causes her killing to be heinous, atrocious, and cruel. I'm gonna do everything I can to see if I can't get you the electric chair. And I believe.
I did not do this.
Yeah.
I did not do this.
The only hope you have, and I'm fixing to get up and leave, your only possible way out, in my opinion, and I've been doing this 35 years, is to tell the truth instead of saying that you didn't do it. We know you did it.
I did not do this.
You may not have killed him, and I understand that. And so you may be right when you say, I didn't do this when you talk about, and I put that up there on the jury railing and let the jury decide whether or not they're gonna give you the electric chair.
I didn't do that.
Well, you got to tell me the truth then.
I didn't do that. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, you know something about it, and I know you know something about it, and that's okay. When I walk out that door, Betty, I ain't coming back except in court. And you tell me what a jury's gonna do when I lay that up there on the railing, and the old man gets up there and has no motive to lie against you, and says that you got out the back of that van that night, and I got your fingerprint in it, and you shaved your head the day after. So, you know, don't kid yourself any longer. I'm giving you an opportunity. There's 7 of you. Some of you are gonna get the death penalty. Some of you may or may not.
I did not have anything to do with Everybody met at Leonard's trailer.
Who is everybody?
Me, Leonard, Pat, and the black guys.
What black guys?
I don't know their names. I think one of them was called Slim and one of them was called Frank or Fred, or because Pat done had everything planned out with 4 black guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, me and Leonard were supposed to just be drivers.
Okay.
Pat wanted me to go in the house. I didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I seen there was kids in there, and I turned around and come out.
Where'd you see the kids were in there?
Through the door.
Through what door?
I don't know if it was this door or this door. There was a child standing there, and I can't.
What did y'all do? Just walk up to the door?
The black guys were already in there before Patrick got there.
And where?
In the house.
In the Billings house?
Yes.
How the hell did they get in there?
One of them drove a van down there, and
what van?
The red one.
Which red one?
The one you got on picture. They drove down and they pulled the van in like this. It was supposed to be 1, 2, 3 doors or something like that. And it's supposed to all hit at one time.
Is that what the 1, 2, 3 was about?
I think so.
Okay. You leave Palm Court. Y'all are in the van, right?
Yes.
Who else was in the car?
Me and Leonard and 2 other black guys. Me and Pat were supposed to go across the fence, which that didn't work out too good. They were in the house before we got there.
Who was in the house?
The black guys. They went in.
Kicked the door in?
I don't know. I didn't honestly see if they kicked the door in, turned the doorknob.
You were in the back of the house?
Back side.
You and Patrick?
Yes, Patrick went on in. I seen a child. I stepped in. When I seen the child, I turned around, started easing out the door.
So you went through the back door and saw the child, right?
And I went out there and met Leonard at the van.
You ran to the front?
Around to the side of the driver's side of the van. A few minutes later, everybody's piling in the van. The old SUV stopped, picked everybody up but me and Leonard. There was nothing left in the van. I don't even know if they got anything.
Where'd Patrick go?
With them fellas.
Where'd they go?
Back to get, I guess, his SUV.
Which was parked where?
Somewhere up the road. But I do know, hearing that Pat off the 2 suspects.
Who told you that?
Pretty sure Pat did. Pretty positive of that.
Pat said he killed both of them?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure he said he iced both of them, in those words.
Did you see him with a gun at that when he was having that conversation?
I seen him with the gun, yes.
Describe it.
Black, automatic.
Was it a 9mm?
I'm pretty positive it's the same 9mm that I've seen him with before.
Where'd the black males go to?
I don't know. It wasn't what it was expected.
Did you ask him why he killed those people?
No, because at first I didn't believe him.
After you believed him, did you ask him?
No.
Did he ever mention it again?
No.
What did you do with the gun?
I never seen it after we left. I never seen it.
Y'all drive that van all the way back home?
To Leonard's house and parked it.
You work for the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And we asked for your assistance in interviewing a possible witness to a homicide the sheriff's office is working. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you talked to this person, right?
I did.
And what's this person's name?
Jacob.
You have some training in sign languages and also people that have speech impediments and are autistic and
yeah.
And you're also a registered nurse.
I am.
Okay.
I actually interviewed Jacob and Matthew.
Okay.
Jacob is the young man that has autism and has a pretty significant speech issue. He told me that they both had black masks that covered their face.
This is Jacob?
This is Jacob. He couldn't see their hair. Jacob said he was in Dad's bedroom and Dad was in bed snoring. He was asleep. He said that someone knocked on the door and Dad got up, went out, and there were 2 bad men that said that you're going to die. He counted to 3 before he shot both Mom and Dad. He said Dad kept screaming, "No way, no way." I also asked Jake if he knew the people that were in the masks, and he said he didn't know them. He also said that they didn't speak to him. The bad guy was yelling and talking at Dad before he shot him. Dad did get into a confrontation, and Dad grabbed the back of one of the guy's necks. He reenacted that with his sister there. So I guess Dad got into a physical fight with this guy before he shot him. Mom was shot. He said that Mom got shot in her shirt. Also asked him if his parents screamed anybody's name, if there was a boy name that he could remember, and he signed the letters BJA. I also interviewed Matthew, who does not have a speech impediment or any kind of speech issue, and he was upstairs in the bed. He heard the knock on the door, and he stayed in that room. He heard 7 booms. He also told us that he went out into the hallway to the balcony. He heard his mom scream, but he stayed upstairs until the police came. Tori, another, I guess, sibling, was downstairs. Ricky was downstairs asleep. Matthew was upstairs. And Adriana was upstairs, I guess the older sister.
Okay.
Adriana told Matthew that she saw a vehicle drive very slow up their driveway or by the house before the shots were fired. Some kind of red vehicle. That's the information Matthew gave me. And they had all these dogs in the house, and not one of them barked.
In the Circuit Court in and for Escambia County, Florida, State of Florida versus Leonard Patrick Gonzalez, Jr. As to the charge in Count 1, Bird Billings, we the jury find the defendant, Leonard Patrick Gonzalez, Jr., guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. As to the charge in Count 2, Melanie Billings, we the jury find the defendant, Leonard Patrick Gonzalez, Jr., guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. As to the charge in Count 3, we the jury find the defendant, Leonard Patrick Gonzalez, Jr., guilty of home invasion robbery as charged in the indictment. During the course of committing home invasion robbery, did the defendant actually possess a firearm? Yes.
I am not guilty of the charges that the media and the jury convicted me of. I believed that the truth would prevail in court. And also, every time that those murders were splashed across the television, the internet, or in magazines or newspapers, the Billings children and my children would be victimized again and again. I was confident that the prosecution's evidence or lack thereof would prove itself to be smoke and mirrors. The state produced a murder weapon that they were able to prove through forensic testimony fired every shot that killed the victims. They also proved through expert testimony that the gun had 4 different persons' DNA on it, none of which belonged to me, the defendant. No testimony linked the gun to me, the defendant. The state never produced any evidence or testimony that the murder weapon had ever been in my custody or control. From the very beginning of this whole ordeal, I have professed my innocence. Regardless of the law enforcement and prosecutorial misconduct that occurred even prior to this case going to court, the very conviction from the jury should be reversed due to the lack of evidence which didn't prove me guilty. I wasn't guilty. I'm not guilty. The prosecution did not produce any evidence that I'd ever even been to the crime scene, that I'd ever touched or had any control or contact with that murder weapon, or that the getaway vehicle was even the same vehicle found at Gonzalez Sr.'s residence, or that I'd ever been seen driving or controlling either one of them. The government and the media declared my guilt outside of the courtroom. But inside, they just did not prove their case. I'm not guilty. I should have been found not guilty.
It is further the court's judgment and sentence that under count 1 of the indictment charging first-degree murder of Bird Billings, you, Leonard Patrick Gonzalez, Jr., be sentenced to death in accordance with the manner prescribed by the laws of the state of Florida. That under count 2 of the indictment charging first-degree murder of Melanie Billings, you, Leonard Patrick Gonzalez, Jr., be sentenced to death in accordance with and in a manner prescribed by the laws of the state of Florida.
I didn't do it.
On behalf of our entire family,
I again would like to thank all of you for your continued support, those that have prayed for us, and those who have spent countless hours ensuring that justice be served. I believe we've all witnessed our legal system work the way it was intended to work. There are many long days on our horizon, but at the end of today, I believe we have a little more hope to face the days in the future.
Patrick Gonzalez Jr. was resentenced to life without parole in 2017, as the original jury vote of 10-2 did not meet the required unanimous threshold for the death penalty. Leonard Gonzalez Sr. took a plea, receiving 17.5 years. He died in prison on June 13, 2015. Wayne Coldiron was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to life in prison. Donnie Stallworth Jr., after 2 mistrials, was convicted and sentenced to life. Frederick Thornton received 22 years. Rake Florence received 24 years. Gary Sumar received 20 years. Pamela Long Wiggins was convicted and sentenced to 28 years. She died in prison on July 23, 2015. The Billings children remain in the care of Ashley and James Markham.